Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the BradWOTO stream. But first, it's time for...
What's under the orange flannel?
Hi everybody and welcome to the stream. Nothing's working. Jesus. What is happening? Why does this not work? What about this? There we go. That'll do. Jesus Christ. What is that? What do you think it is? Bar of cheese, butter, Magic Gathering starter deck, iPod Classic box, PB branded mushroom tea. Why are they all drinking mushroom tea? What is it supposed to do? There's no way it does a fucking single thing. There we go. Oh, remember guys, I just looked. Remember guys, you can donate to release the track. I had to spend a bunch of money this morning, so if you want to release that track, remember we've got to get to $500 and we'll release the track. What track, bro? Shut up. You think it's a brick? Let's clear that. You think it's a brick? I can reveal to you now. You want another go? You changing your mind? Think it's a brick still? Would you like another attempt? Or do you not care? What do you think it is? You want another attempt? Let's give you another attempt. Attempt 2. A box of pens. 2 cassette tapes. Shit. It's the MTG cards. Box of dice. Tarot cards. Box of band-aids. I can't see the chat right now. Citalopram 30 milligram. Salty flutes. I don't know what that means. What do you think? Pretty close. Magic the Gathering cards? Mathis is 100% sure. Banger of a tune. I'm going to throw up there. I feel so unwell. It was Gaviscon double action. I don't have any applause sound. Where's my applause? What is this? Applause. Audience applause whistle.mp3. Good morning, everybody. I hate to tell you, it's probably going to be a bit of a short stream again. I'm very sorry. I know a lot of people look forward to D&D every week. It only adds to the intense level of pressure I feel, but don't worry about that. It's been a day. The problem I have is that Friday night is my meds tapering night, which means Sunday is always my like rebound day. You know, it means that Sunday and Monday I always feel really bad, so I can pick either Sunday and Monday or Monday and Tuesday. And as much as I love doing Twitch Plays D&D, I prioritize Cura, which is so stupid. This is the only stream that makes me any money throughout the week. And I prioritize Cura, which makes me nothing. Yeah, I end up taking because on Friday nights I take the amount of medicine that I take down during this tapering process. I just get like basically every Saturday night I feel so bad. Every Saturday night I feel so bad. Usually I'm pretty good at multitasking. One second. Normally I can multitask really well. I think I'm pretty good at multitasking. You know when you speak to girls and they're always like, girls can multitask and boys can't. I've always thought that I was pretty much a girl. I was on girl level. Girl bicep. And then days like this where I just feel so fucking tired. I can only do one thing at a time, and I do the one thing and then I go, oh, I'm streaming. What? What was I about to say? Fuck. Yeah, man. So I take my medicine on Fridays. Well, I take the amount I take down on Fridays. So Saturday nights are horrible at the moment. It's funny because I usually feel really good Saturday morning. I like wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel really good. And then Saturday night I feel so bad. It's so weird how like that happens. And then I struggle to sleep, and then I don't, you know, and I'm in pain, and I have varying pains. Last night was stomach pain. I had so much stomach pain and back pain. No idea what is causing half of it. I can't tell if like the back pain is because I've had like really bad posture over the last like little while because I'm just so exhausted all the time. I think I'm slouching more and like laying in weird positions on my sofa and stuff, and I think it's like fucking my back up. but also it doesn't really feel like it's any of my muscles. It just feels like it's in my body. Like, I truly convince myself every night that I have kidney failure. I just had a blood test that proved that I didn't. And I'm laying there convinced, you know, like, oh, they must have missed something, or, you know. I just love it, man. I'm really enjoying this process so much. And yeah, it affects Sundays, which is sucky because I need a bit of energy to run these. And I just never have any, and it means that I'm just very tired for it, you know. Which is, I hate that. This is the best stream in the week. Making sure I drink lots of water today. Beat blips, thank you. I'm going to try and like hyperhydrate today. Borderline drown myself. And then we can play some D&D. Just need to wake up a little bit. How's everyone else's weekend been so far? Other than that, I did very little yesterday in terms of like moving my body around and that, but I did prep what can only be described as an entire new campaign. Tune in on Tuesday for something very different from Cura. Well, not very different, but different to the usual programming. A little different. We're doing something different, but it required me to literally... I spent from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. yesterday exclusively working on Cura stuff, which probably didn't help for how bad I felt last night because I just worked all day. I did take breaks in there. It wasn't like solid. I took a break, and every now and then I would take like a little 20-30 minute break and play Final Fantasy XIV, or I've started watching The Punisher. I watched the whole of The Defenders, by the way, if you're wondering where I'm at in that series. I just finished The Defenders. Such a wasted opportunity. You can tell they just started spamming them out because they were popular. Daredevil and Jessica Jones were so good, and they got so popular that they were like, bang out everything else. They do this every time, don't they? You can tell, you can smell the greed. They were like, bang out the rest. I just found out Jessica Jones has 3 seasons. I don't even remember anything that happens in the second one, let alone a third. I honestly can't remember a single thing from it. Yeah, I remember the first season. I remembered it pretty clearly. Don't remember... I remember season 3 of Daredevil a little bit. I have no idea what happens in season 2 of The Punisher. I thought there was only 1 season. I sort of vaguely remember... I remember the ending of Luke Cage and it being like not my favourite thing. I don't remember anything else that happens in Iron Fist. I sort of remember what's his face showing up and having the red Iron Fist. But yeah, man, Defenders, such a shame, man. Such a shame. It was, you know, it had so much potential to be really good. There was a couple of moments that I did enjoy. I enjoyed when Jessica Jones and Matt Murdock were bopping around together. You could feel them like trying to set up so much stuff, and it's like, dude, just do the thing that you're doing and let people enjoy that. It's fucking, you know, it is what it is. But Punisher was good. I remember Punisher being good. I don't remember the second season of Punisher at all, but I remember the first season. It's got that beautiful man in it. His name is. He's beautiful. Just a beautiful man. And the first couple episodes of Punisher are good. Punisher was good though. I sort of remember the first season pretty well. It's a nice. They sort of do quite well in making a show that is a bit of an exploration of violence and what violence is, while also sort of trying to flesh out Frank's PTSD. and just generally just military PTSD. And I think sometimes, as serious of a subject as it is, and I give people a lot of shit for military work and stuff, but I do think that it is. I can understand how so many people come out of that and they don't get the help that they need, and they really need it more than a lot of people, and deserve it because they did do a government service job. It's crazy how they don't get any of the stuff, but I do think it's a bit of a sort of a bit of a tired trope in Hollywood at this point for me. I'm sort of a little bit tired of the same story being told around that and not really trying to explore it in a new way. I don't think they should stop exploring it, because we have to keep. I think it's important to keep putting media out that explores that, but it most of the time for me feels like it both glorifies and demonizes that kind of PTSD, which, you know, I feel like there's got to be some other way of telling it, and it's always the same kind of story. But I do like it. I think it's weird. I feel like because the Punisher was like, they hadn't planned for it, right? Whereas at this point they had planned for. They didn't expect the Punisher to be so well received in that season 2 of Daredevil, so then they went away and started writing that up, as I understand it. And you can tell because the other ones all got like banged out. They just banged out Iron Fist. They banged out Luke Cage. Jessica Jones doesn't feel like they banged it out, or whoever banged it out was just so good at writing that they managed to cook, basically. And but the Punisher feels like they must have brought in a different team, because they were like, well, we've got everyone writing all of the 3 seasons of Iron Fist, 4 seasons of Luke Cage, 18 seasons of Daredevil, so we need another team to write this one. And so they gave the Punisher to just a completely different set of people, because it just feels like it's very different in its approach, how they've approached telling this story. I'm not sure. I don't know. It just feels like that. I get that sense off of it sometimes with these kinds of shows. You know what else has that feel? Agatha All Along, which I just finished as well. It was really good. I couldn't give a fuck about that show at first. The first couple episodes, I really just didn't give a shit. WandaVision was really good. I remember watching that, and me and Emma were watching that weekly, and we were like, what the fuck is this? And especially the beginning of WandaVision, it's really intriguing, and it was very intriguing at the time. I remember it being like quite interesting to watch weekly for at least the first sort of few episodes. I can't remember how many there were, but at least half the season, if not more, was like really intriguing, because you were like, what are they going to do next? What's happening here? It was all questions. It was it was like watching Lost. It was just mystery box storytelling, and you just want to get those mystery boxes open and see what's in it. And then the ending was like whatever. I don't think I even liked it that much. It was just kind of a big ugly CGI mess between the two witches, right? It's my least favorite thing ever. To end stuff. And then you get the opposite with this Agatha show. They bring out this show, Agatha. It has the lowest budget of all of the MCU projects, TV projects at the moment, I think. And there's nothing better than when the executives aren't that invested. When the executives are like, oh, you're doing what? Agatha? Who's that? Oh, the witch from... Okay. I don't care. Do what you want. Because we've got to bang out these 4 movies. We're doing Red Hulk. I don't care about your show. And then the executives don't get involved. And you can feel it, because it actually feels like a creative project. It feels like the people that were working on it were allowed to sit and be creative and interesting and tell the story from a creative perspective rather than a money man perspective. The bankrupt fucking creative psychopaths who have no creative bone in their body. And they pulled together this really nice show. I really enjoyed the ending. Not the ending exactly, but like the end of the show, the last few episodes were really good. There's just so much in there. It's weird. It's almost got watchability. I kind of want to rewatchability. I kind of want to watch it again. I probably won't. But there's a lot of like little clues and stuff throughout it. It was very smartly done, and I enjoy that as well. It was a good show, man. I enjoyed that. I can't believe how much I enjoyed it. Plus the songs are amazing. It's the same song, but they do fucking 25 different versions of it. And if you said to me on paper, oh, it only has one song in it. If you said to me, Brad, the songs in it are amazing, and I go, oh, really? Is it a musical? And you go, no, it's not. It just has this one song, and they do it like 50 different ways. It's the exact same song every single time. I'd go, that sounds horrible. I don't want to watch that. But that song bangs. That song bangs and bangs and bangs. I also love the Lady Gaga fucking TikTok edit version of it. I love every version of that song. It's great. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed all of the setup stuff that they did for the, the teen or whatever. I won't say any spoilers because not everyone will have watched it yet. Nice, man. Good show. But I feel like it's another one of those shows where the money men and the creative executives are just not involved because they weren't part of. They just weren't part of the process as much. They don't get their hands in there and start fucking ruining everything. Yeah, worth a watch. I think if you liked WandaVision, I was going to say Wonderberry because I just saw PB message me. Wonderberry. Then this is basically a direct sequel to that, but it's quite nicely done. I enjoyed it. Oh, you polish it off, Kyrie. For real, polish it off. The first couple episodes of that show, I was like, I just don't give a fuck. I just couldn't give a fuck about anyone in this. I barely even know who Agatha is. From like comics and shit, but yeah, man, I enjoyed it. It was good. It's another one of those things, but I feel like when I'm watching these shows, you can tell that the executives are not involved. And then I found out that it had the lowest budget of any project that's... I don't know if it's the lowest budget ever, but it's the lowest budget of anything happening right now. Which means the people who are holding all the money bags don't care about it, which frees up the creative people to put some more interesting things in there. And so you end up getting, there are a couple of episodes in that which are just really well made. And really, I was going to not spoil every single thing about it, Dean. But there are a couple of episodes in there that are just really well made and really interesting. And then I think that there's a lot of payoffs at the end of that series. Which is kind of the opposite of WandaVision. WandaVision had like this really interesting setup and this kind of interesting story box approach to storytelling. And this one doesn't feel like that's happening, but actually it is. It's cool. It's very cool. My mum's sending pictures of me as a baby to me. I was £9, 11 ounces. Oh, my mum says £9, 4 ounces. Turns out I was lied to. I lied to Greg. He also sent me a picture of me and my twin brother as the devil and, I don't know, like toilet baby. I'm like trying to save the image, but it won't let me. I guess you'll never know. I guess you'll never know. PB says, what's your Final Fantasy question? I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV. I've been trying to sort of bang out A Realm Reborn. I'm actually still very much enjoying it. I know a lot of you thought I was going to fall off of it within 1 hour. me included. I don't know if it's because I put so much effort into fucking getting it working that I'm sort of stubbornly like, I will play it for 500 hours, or if it is that I'm genuinely enjoying it. I think it's the latter. I actually think I'm enjoying it a lot because I'm playing it on the PlayStation, which just sounds so heretical to play an MMO on a PlayStation. But they built this game with the controller in mind. It just feels fine. It's crazy. It doesn't even feel like an MMO that I'm playing on a PlayStation. It just feels like a PlayStation game. Some parts kind of reminds me a little bit of playing like really old, like really good PS2 games. You know, like, and I know it's a bit of a, I know that there's obviously going to be similarities between them, but it's a bit like Final Fantasy XII. It reminds me a bit like playing that game, and that's A Realm Reborn. And from what I understand, it all like pops off and it gets good. I did do. There was a point that I was playing last night where suddenly there, like every now and then, at least during A Realm Reborn, there's like a voice acted part, and there was essentially just a cutscene that happened. And it was the most Final Fantasy shit I've ever seen, with a little dash of Kingdom Hearts in it. Organization 13 are in this for some reason. I mean, I'm assuming if I was making Final Fantasy 14 and I was an MMO guy and I was the team that brought you Evilis, I would throw in random things. Like there's materia in it for no reason whatsoever, you know? There's Organization 13 apparently from Kingdom Hearts. But the rest of it feels very much like those Evilis based games, Tactics, 12. And then a lot of this team worked on 16 as well, right? So you can really feel that when you're playing 16. There are just randomly. The funny thing about 16 kind of reminded me of South Park. You know how in South Park, are you still here, PB? Because I do have a question for you, but I know that you're probably like trying to live your life. It's really not that important. 16 reminded me of South Park because you'll meet, you know, in South Park, like some of the characters are like old design style. Like the main characters, like Stan and Kyle and that, are just a circle with eyes and a mouth. And then in new South Park, Kanye West will walk in, and even though he's like a caricature, it does look like Kanye West. His head shape is correct. You know what I mean? 16 has that. They're like, but it's the other way around. Like the main characters in the game are all like beautiful and like fully rendered human beings. And then randomly you'll just bump into in that game a character from Final Fantasy XIV who's just like the most simple character model. It actually was really prominent in the DLC. In the first DLC, the three main characters who are NPCs in that just look so plain. They just look like Final Fantasy XIV characters. And then it would cut to Clive and he's fucking beautiful. He's got stubble, you know, he's got all this like, he's got tears running down his face and shit. You know what I mean? Like he's got all this, he's got a little scar. You see every one of his eyelashes. It's really weird. Anyway, I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, and there was a moment that happened, which was just a cutscene, and it was the most Final Fantasy shit ever. And I was enjoying myself up to that point. Don't get me wrong. And I was just wandering around. I started in Limsa Lominsa. Is that what it's called? The names in it are fucking insane. Like literally every single name is just a bunch. Someone smashed their fucking hands on the keyboard. The character names. But I started in Limsa Lominsa and I was just wandering around. The first night I played it, I didn't even leave the city. I just wandered around the town, just enjoying wandering around and looking at stuff. Because it's Halloween, there's like a Halloween event happening, and so there's like Halloween decorations everywhere, which I just thought was cute. I didn't know this. Again, I've got a good amount of hours in it from years and years and years ago, but I don't really remember playing it at all. And I started in the desert, whatever the fucking Uldan, what's it called? Gul'dan. I haven't been there yet. Yeah, like I was enjoying wandering around and just doing these bollocks fetch quests, and you know, I had I've had like table story shows up or people's streams, or like I'd sort of picked up Critical Role again and was playing. I have that on an iPad playing, and I play Final Fantasy XIV on my TV. That's kind of been my like setup. Hey Brad, why have you got a bad back? You know, just sitting there like playing the game. It's just to force myself. I have to sit still. I've got to force myself to rest and recover because I'm so tired. I'm just so physically unwell all the time at the moment. Especially today and last night. I felt so fucking rough. Last night was horrible, and I feel very, very shitty and tired today. I don't think I've probably got much in me for the stream. I'm just gonna do my best, okay? But I think the next couple of weeks, this is how it's gonna be. Just because my tapering day is Friday, and then you get a couple of days before like the half-life of the pills leaves the system, so it tends to be like Sunday, Monday that kind of hits me, and I'm just. Anyway, the most Final Fantasy shit happened, and I went like this. I was in, dude. That did it for me. So then I started running around. PB messaged me and was like, "You can get this Hot Topic outfit during an event that ends in 1 day." And it's like a black, yeah, I'll show you. You can get this outfit at the moment. And my character's walking around in like a gimp suit. He's got like a gimp thing on top, and then a mini skirt, and these ridiculous fucking thigh-high boots, and just some gloves that look like they're from Final Fantasy IX. And I turned the headgear off because I don't like any of the headgear in the game. And I'm looking at how ugly he looked. He looked so bad. And I messaged PB and was like, "Dude, I should have played a girl." Because girls look good in anything. You can dress girls in anything. You can just literally throw a brick at a girl and it will stick to her body and she'll look good in it. Boys, there's a reason we all wear just hoodies and a t-shirt and jeans. You know, unless you're literally like one of those guys who goes way out of his way to give himself like an aesthetic, and make, you know, these guys that walk around and they've got like a real cool and original style. Unless you're gonna go that deep, it's jeans and a t-shirt, because you just can't. It's too hard for men. So I'm like walking around in this fucking gimp outfit, looked like an absolute gimp, just the gimp boy, which I should have named him Gimp Child. He's gimping about in this ugly thing, and PB goes, "Oh, you can get this if you just go to Gridania." Is that how you say it? Gridania? Probably Gridania, right? Gridania. That's what I'm going to say until someone tells me how to say it in the game. But I didn't know how to get there. I hadn't unlocked it yet. And I was like, "Oh, well, it's going to take me absolutely... I don't know how I'm supposed to get there." As I said it, the woman says, "Here's 2 tickets. One for Gridania and one for Uldar. Go there and deliver these messages." I got on the airship last night, flew to Gridania, and this morning I got up and I really quickly just logged in and did this quest and managed to get it. So I got, you know, my guy who I made a guy and was like, "Oh, he looks like he accidentally looks like Tifa Lockhart." There he is. Bam. I think these are the Cloud Strife pants. But like my question is, so my character's a marauder, but there are like other vocations that you can do, right? Like carpenter and botanist and stuff. My question to you, PB, is which one should I do? And should I do it yet? or shall I wait? Because I was kind of just going to long it off because no one has asked me to actually do it. But I keep getting messages or like keep walking past people that are like, hey, do you want to join the Botanists Guild? And I'm like, I do. I kind of do, but I also just want to bang out Realm Reborn. So, you know, what one do I do? That's the question. And is this a whole thing? Is it a whole thing that's going to require a whole conversation? Or are you just going to go be a carpenter and then that's it? I don't know. It seems like a large undertaking. Just bang out Realm Reborn? Okay, I'm going to carry on doing that. I started wandering around Gridania and I went out of the city limits and like had a little look around. And then I was like, no, get back on the main mission right now. Turn your ass around. And I was like, oh. And then I did the main mission there, which was literally just speak to a woman. And then it was like, go to Uldar now. I'm just going to do that. Anyway, I didn't play for very long. I joined Fisherman's and Weaver, so I can make my own armor, but I'm not even like to that level yet, right? Yeah, I think I sort of want to do clothing making just because I hate a lot of the clothing. And one of the main things that driving me to continue playing is that I want to change my outfit. Because he's just wearing this fucking, like, it looks like he's wearing a fucking mattress. He's wearing like a tabard or something and he's just wandering around. He looks insane. You start out and you're wearing Final Fantasy XIII Lightning's outfit. That's how you begin the game, basically. You look like Lightning. He looked amazing. And then immediately they were like, all right, well, you've just got this upgraded armor now that you're a level 1 Marauder. Here's your axe. And here is the first piece of armor that you wear. And I put it on and it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so unbelievably ugly. This disgusting green fucking Udi. A tea cozy, yeah. The Glamourer lets you apply the armor design to your current armor. That's what I want to know, yeah. Is there a way to like skin my armor to look like different armor? Glamourer, okay. Done. Perfect. Sold. Sold. I'll walk around like a Turk with a pink tie forever. Alright, you can leave now, PB. Indie Bro, thank you so much for resubscribing. Although you're going to be very upset, and Shadow's going to be even more upset when we start playing D&D in less than 2 minutes from now. When you find out that sub could have gone towards a wheel spin. But not only that, wheel spins are 50% off today. Let's play D&D.
Rice, Leary, rice, rice, Leary, rice. Whoa! They are the sword, they are the shield. Rice, Leary, rice, rice, Leary, rice. Whoa! Little goblin, little demon. Rice, Leary, rice, rice, Leary, rice. Whoa! Roll a dice, have a word kill. Rice, Leary, rice, rice, Leary, rice. Whoa! Whoa! Rise, Leary, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Rise, Leary, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Rise, Leary, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go winning. Let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Rise, Leary, rise up and fight. Win, win. Let's go win and let's give him money. Let's give him money to Brad. Whoa!
Yes. It is time to continue. Oh no. What's happened? Oh, it was this, wasn't it? Bam. That's right, it's 50% off. VAR 7 Bav. 50% off today. 5 subs will spin the wheel today only. Oh, I need to change that. Why has no one ever told me that? Have one of you told me that before? Here we go. I don't know how to use Stream Elements. I had to learn it for non-canon on Fridays, and I am so bad at PB and WAC. Fucking hate me so much. Where is it? Every 10 gift subs we spin the wheel and Lyri receives a random effect. Now today only it is 5. Every 5 gift subs. That's because it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter episode. And also this week I've lost a grand total of about 300 subs. Which is okay. It's fine. There was just one day last month where I got a lot of subs from a random thing that happened. I think it was the September thing, right? But the effect it has on my nervous system is critical. Critical damage. It scares me so much. That I was like, okay, well, we'll do half off wheel spins. Half off wheel spins. So every 5 gift subs today, the wheel spins. That includes resubs as well. And also, if you'd like to release the track, you can donate. This is the money making stream. Here we are. We're going to continue playing. We're going to continue playing here. Now, yes, the first roll you have today is a natural 1. Last time, Lyri came to the stone circle and encountered a ghost of a dwarf who ran Lyri through a few trials. At the end of the trials, Lyri received a gift of a dwarven magical ring. So we ended there. It's now time for Lyri to head out, but I think first probably you want to take a rest. So let's first of all do that while we just before we begin. Long rest or short rest. If you don't know what that means, long rest will full heal. There is a chance for an encounter because it's dangerous. Or short rest, part heal, no encounter. So that's how we're going to begin today. Determine whether you want to take a long rest or a short rest here. You're in the open world portion of the game. You're exploring the open world, which means there's just a bunch of random things around that have... Do we have both hit dice? I think so. I don't think you've ever used them. Have a look. That's a Grimlock. Yeah. Again, I'm very sorry. I'm a little... I still feel very under the weather. Oh my god, how many is that? One more for another? Okay, we'll just leave it up. Jesus. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little under the weather. Because I'm coming off some medicine. I am. I feel very woozy on Sundays sometimes, and unfortunately, it just happens to be Sundays that we're doing this. So maybe we should do it on a different day, you know. Still, either way, here we are. Right. Bear of Flame gifted 10 gift subs. Thank you so much. That's 2 wheel spins. And then Shadow, Dead Stars, Becca, Mike, Max, can't read, Nayanar. I know his name. His name was Mike. I don't give a fuck. Max8969. Thank you so much for the resubs and gift subs. Another wheel spin for you. I'm going to do a long rest here before we move on to one of the next areas in the game. Oh, this is the problem, isn't it? Alright, let me do that long rest. No, let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel first, because you might get an encounter through that. So let's do that. The first wheel spin of the day. What do we got? Dude, I'm not even kidding. These are like they're lower chance. You guys have really bad luck on Sundays. It's unbelievable. It's the next roll being a natural 1 is weighted at a 3, whereas next roll being a natural 20 is weighted at a 4. There's a higher chance of you getting a natural 20 than there is of getting a natural 1, and yet you only ever get natural 1s. You've still got a natural 1, yeah, so the next 2 rolls that you roll will be natural 1s, regardless of what the outcome would have been. Let's spin again. You get 3 wheel spins. Let's see if the curse continues. Wild magic. Could be bad. Use the D10,000. Let's do a D10,000, although I do want to do wild magic differently in this campaign. I haven't prepared it yet, so we're going to roll a D10,000. I have a D10,000 wild magic. Thing. Yeah, open this PDF. Would you like to open it in Adobe Acrobat Reader? Yeah. What does can you even open it in anything else? All right, so this was 3,223. 3,223. Dude, this is broken. Oh, fuck. You're broken now. And I'm pissed. This was Bear of Flame did this. Bew. Bew, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Bew is, of course, an informant for the CIA. Don't let her trick you. She'll be like, oh, I'm a school teacher. I'm a school teacher. An informant for the mafia. Works for the Yakuza. Caster's shield turns to adamantite and gains +2. Is what you got on that wild magic surge. That's insane. You have a +4 shield. Now, as an archer, that's not great, but it does mean whenever you pull that shield out, that is unbelievable. How do I even do this? Can I give you a +2 shield? Is that quicker? Yeah, shield +2. Adamantite shield. So we delete this one. Bring this one up to the top somewhere so I can find it quickly and easily. And then that way. So your AC is now 17 when you have the shield out. And 13 when you don't. That is nuts. But you have an archery build. Which is not working out well for you, is it? Which is a shame because I do love a bit of archery. In D&D. I love an archer build. OPT, baby. OPT. Incredible. Alright. Next Bear of Flame wheel spin. Let's see what you get. Another one. Another wild magic shield spin. 4,663. This one's bad. Kinda. It's kinda bad, but it's not bad. It'd be bad if I remembered how to do weather. Rain causes the target to panic. Oh, great. Rain causes the target to panic. Now, this would have sucked for you during the first episode because it was raining when you first got to Badgerbrook. But since then, there was a storm, if you remember. Since then, there has not been one. So this is basically a curse. Rain will now cause Lyri to panic. That is permanent, baby. It just says it. That is a permanent curse. So whenever there's rain, we'll have to figure out what that means, but I think it probably means that you have some disadvantages on certain checks in the rain. An interesting kind of way that that's worked out, because no fire can ever be put out in the presence of Lyri. But rain will cause you to panic. Alright. Yeah, a weird elemental thing going on, you know. I'm asking what's OPT so I don't break a rule. I don't know what that means. What's OPT mean, chat? And then the final wheel spin coming in here from CIA, NSA, informant, Bubu. Okay, next roll being a natural 20. So you get one natural 1, a second natural 1, and then there'll be a natural 20. You can thank Bubu. Okay, Bubu needs to be rolling all of the dice. Bubu's in charge of wheel spins. Bubu's got the magic touch. Permission to chat a potential RP item introduction. Okay, first of all, foreign. I mean, a robot. I have no idea what you're trying to say to me. Shadow is now in charge of GameX Hunter 9091. Shadow is entirely in charge of this person. I will not be. Alright, we're going to do a long rest. We're doing a long rest. NSA hacked in, yeah. Alright. Now, the type of terrain. Determine the type of terrain the party is in. Roll a d6 during the day. Here we go. 1d6. A 4, I think you're good. Yeah, you're good. No encounter. You survive the night. 8 hours pass and you reclaim HP. Your HP goes back up to 18. Your action surge recharges. You want to keep the shield on for safety while traveling? Let's have a quick look at. I think Snotflap just is always at max health. No, he's not. He goes back up to max 2. All right. Now the choice is up to you guys. It is. Can we scavenge for berries or hunt for food during a long rest? Yeah. Would you like to do that? Scavenge for food? Yes, we will scavenge, they scream. Okay, well, you know what that means. It's time to roll a dice. It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game! Can't use that much energy today. PB, every time I use that much energy, I need you to fucking DM me. Rein it in. She's already left. She's not here. Every time it's like ADHD or something. Like I feel it come up and then I use that much energy and then I immediately regret it. I feel so bad when I do. Now this will be a natural one, but I want to see what you would have rolled. We can take the first number that you roll. If you want to get involved, you type !roll D20 in the chat room and it will roll a dice. It will roll a d20 dice. I have not yet programmed in other dice yet. I think it would be fun if we could figure out a way to do that, but that is a job for another day when I'm less incredibly massively overworked. But unfortunately right now, I'm incredibly massively overworked. So you would have got a 3 here. You would have got a 3 here. But, unfortunately, it is a natural 1. Which means while scavenging for food, you do find some berries, a nice blackberry bush. Oh look, a lovely blackberry bush, says Leary.
What the fuck is a blackberry bush?
Says Snotflap. You don't know what a blackberry bush is? It's food, it's fruit.
What the fuck is fruit?
Says Snotflap the goblin, your goblin companion with his blue skin. Leary with their blue hair looks down to their companion. Do you not know what fruit is? How can you not know what fruit is? What do you eat?
I eat whatever I find on the ground has to be meat.
Oh, you only eat meat?
Yeah, you got some meat on you.
I might have something. Leary takes out a strip of jerky and throws it at Snotflap, who eats it like a... You know how ugly it is when dogs eat food? Little chihuahua dogs. Tongue and teeth and everything. It's the most disgusting thing ever. Gathering some blackberries. Death berries. Jaeger. That would be hilarious. Jaeger. Honestly. I'm impressed. You're not been drinking? How much have you had to drink? I'm impressed you've written something. Death berries. Just like blackberries. A learning experience. That's hilarious. Unfortunately, you find out they're death berries and you lose. The whole game is over. Bye. The deathberry, dude. I want to do it so much one day. I make that joke all the time when we're running games on Table Story. You know, they'll roll like a natural one, and I'll be like, "Oh, your character's dead." Just that's it. That's it. They're just dead. It's so brutal and so annoying. It would be the worst way to die ever, but I want to do it so much. I'm gonna run a meat grinder at some point soon. Haven't drunk for weeks. All right, nice man. Well done. I'm proud of you. And also that was hilarious. Good joke. No, you don't accidentally pick death berries. Ooh, gonna throw up. I can't laugh that hard. I actually feel that bad. You just pick a bunch of blackberries. While picking the blackberries, Lyri cuts their hand a couple times, enough to deal 1 damage. Ow, bugger. Ow, bastard thing. Ouch. Ow. From behind you, Snotflap laughs.
Ha! That's why I eat meat.
But you do collect a handful of berries, wild berries that can go with, enough for a little meal, just a complimentary thing as you forage. Would you like to forage again? Would you like to attempt to forage again? Scavenge for food? Yes or no? Now, if you've never played this with us in the week, you can vote by typing the number next to the thing that is on the poll on the screen. Did that make sense in English? Probably not. Whenever you see one of these polls active, you know it's active because there'll be a timer going. You can vote for one of the options on the screen. Yeah, that looks dope. What the fuck is that for? BB? Why are you working on things? Making me feel bad. Being a lazy, decrepit, disabled person. I don't think I have one. Because there's no such thing. You know? Because it's just the 3... What's it? You want me to just make one? I can make one later on. If you want. Or you can now if you want. If you just want. Or I'm probably just going to do... I will probably literally just make it text. But it's up to you. I don't mind doing it, but if you'd rather just bang it out. Because if you're like me, you'd rather just do it yourself now. Even though it takes you a little bit more effort, but then it's just done and you can tick it off and move on with the rest of your day. If you have that feeling in your brain, I trust you. You can do it. I believe in you, and I'm sorry I don't have anything to help. If you want to just leave it to me, I'll do it later on. Just send me that. I'll do it. I'll finish it. I don't care either way. I honestly am surprised I haven't thrown up today. Every now and then. Does anyone ever have nausea? Like real nausea, apparently. I always thought nausea was like car sickness, but real nausea is so much worse. And you're just living your life. You feel okay mentally. You feel woozy and weird physically. And then it's like you're about to throw up all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like your throat rises, and it's because I'm talking too much. Which is why I didn't think I'd be able to stream today. And I was correct. Because streaming is just talking, and every time I talk I feel like I'm going to throw up. Subscribe. What great entertainment. The worst stream. Okay, you're going to scavenge again. I know why you're doing this, by the way. That's why I gave you the option. Never say I wasn't a benevolent GM when I'm dead and gone. Alright, let's roll another survival check. So your survival is a +2. exclamation point roll d20 in the chat. I know what you're doing. There's a 5 from Nayana. We'll take the second roll anyway, because I'm curious. I'm always curious as to what you would have rolled when we know that it's going to be a natural 1. What did we get? A 4. So you suck either way. You guys suck so bad. It's unreal. Okay. Let's see here. I think this time while foraging, Lyri finds some eggs on the ground. Looking around to see what the eggs might belong to, Lyri grabs a couple of them. Small eggs, half the size of a chicken egg. Lyri takes 4, there are 8 there. 2 for her, 2 for Snotflap. Turning around, a buzzard flies down towards Lyri. Not the Snotflap. The Snotflap theme plays. A buzzard flies down. Pretty good. Worth a sub. The claws. The beak, the wings. An enormous buzzard, majestic and huge, launches itself, dive bombing at Lyri. Lyri pulls up the adamantite shield, but it's too late. Across Lyri's face, 3 scratches, a wash of blood. And from behind Lyri, Snotflap says,
Ha! That's where I always eat meat.
Scratched by the mother of the eggs, Lyri runs away. 4 eggs gathered for a nice breakfast that day. We sort of cut to Lyri begrudgingly cooking the eggs up in a frying pan, overlooking the cliffside, because you guys are still on the cliffs, right? And there's just these 3 scratches poorly covered up by a modern day band-aid. You take another 3 HP damage. Oh, you think you're so smart? You roll 2 natural 1s in a row and you think you're not going to take 4 damage in total? Can we roll to see how good the eggs are? You absolutely can. Thank you so much, Durkee. Let's roll a d20 to see how good those eggs are. You absolutely can. Let's roll. Exclamation point. Roll d20 in the chat. You're more than welcome, Durkee Dirk. Let's get rolling. Thank you so much, Shadow, for the 5 gift subs. Remember, today only, 50% off on wheel spins. Wheel spins only, 5 gift subs. Well, 5 subs of any kind. 5 subs today only will earn a wheel spin. Normally it's 10. We'll take the second roll. Tell me what it is. What'd you get? Would have been a 19. But instead, you've decided to use your natural 20 on that. So they come out so perfectly. The agency will remember this. They come out so perfectly. I'm going to give you... I have a D20 foraging table. For getting a 20 on the foraging table, normally you would find a lucky stone. A small stone with a natural hole through it, rumored to bring luck, which gives you advantage on one future roll. But what I'm going to say is these eggs are equivalent of that. The next thing you roll will have advantage. Not going to be a natural 20. The absolute and utter bitter shame of blowing that natural 20 on those eggs. I'll give you 1 HP back. So you're currently on 15 of 18 HP after a long rest. Can we make this entire episode just a long rest? No. Alright. You have a long rest. You cook some eggs. You find some berries. You have a nice breakfast of berries and eggs. And Jesus Christ.
Naijot Maziz Vermitos. Likiri.
Didn't mean to press that. 5 gift subs from Anonymous. Thank you so much, Anonymous. We've got 2 wheel spins. Thanks to Shadow and Anonymous. I very much appreciate it. Normally I would scream, but if I scream, I honestly think I might throw up. I really am feeling very, very bad today. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I'm a fucking professional. If I didn't say it with words, you wouldn't know it. Whew. Let's do 2 wheel spins before we move on. Maybe we will end up staying here in the camp. Now swallow down that vomit, yeah. Like that fucking horrible video. Oh, an instant potion. Let's see. I did make a I made like a table for potions, but I don't know where I fucking saved it. It was like way back when we first started this. I have another thing here somewhere. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1d4 to determine which potion you get. I said 1d4. 2. Oh my god, you guys are invulnerable to damage today. You are now under the effects of bark skin. Until the spell ends, the target's skin has rough, bark-like appearance, and the target's AC can't be less than 16, regardless of what kind of armor it's wearing. Okay. So, if you take off you've got the shield, you have a fucking +2 shield. But if you put that on your back, your AC only drops to 16. I'm going to say for today's entire session. Are we chugging potions on site? So there's an instant potion and there's another potion roll in here. So the instant potion roll is that you get the effects of a potion, a random potion, instantly. And then there's the item potion roll, which is that one that the potion will go into your pocket and you keep it as an item. So you have bark skin right now. Don't let me forget in case we take... So if we take off the adamantite shield, it would go down to a 13. But today, it is 16. Okay, you also clear this level of exhaustion from the long rest. Nice. All right. Tanked. Absolute tank build today. Autobots, roll out. Literally walking across the fields like Optimus Prime right now. An adamantite shield. Its skin hardening up, turning to bark. Looks like Obito when his skin goes all fucking weird. I typed in Obito skin and it just comes up with Minecraft skins, and that's hilarious. She looks like... You know when his skin goes all weird and hardens over? That. Impossible to search for some reason. Snotflap looks up and is like,
Oh shit. What happened to you?
Leary says, Spellwind. And then carries on walking, because this is just a natural everyday occurrence for the people of this world, who are special and not Snotflap. Another wheel spin. Bark skin from Shadow the Ret God, and Anonymous gifts you the following. Hey, Bew. Sorry. Yeah, Bew, sorry. They did it again. The next thing you roll will be a natural one. Would you like to forage for items? Scavenge for food? Yes or no? If you can die from scavenging from food today, I don't know what I'll do. I'll dress up for tomorrow's Silent Hill stream. If you can die from scavenging food, would you like to scavenge for food? Lux, thank you so much for the 5 subs. What would I do without Lux? Manually keeping me alive. Lux is one of those, you know, the people that when they have the mask on their face and they have to squeeze it to keep them breathing. That's Lux every day. And I'm just barely keeping me alive. Manually keeping me alive. Barely. Alright, gonna scavenge for food. Let's see what you would have rolled. Start rolling in the chat room. Exclamation point. Roll D20 to roll in the chat. We keep our rolling. What? Rolling. Come on. A rolling. A rolling. An 8. So you would have got an 8. This is going to be a natural 1. Let's see what happens this time. I think you find some nice mushrooms. Some nice looking mushrooms. They seem to be edible. They look like edible baby mushrooms. Oh, baby mushrooms. Mmm, delicious. Why, I'll have another.
Psilocybin.
Let's roll a D100. I've found a magic mushroom list. 44. 100 magical mushrooms and their effects. 44. Nightcap. This squat specimen sports a dark inky blue cap with white speckles and a creamy white stem. Known for inducing vivid and intricate dreams when consumed and used in mass to produce dark blue dye, blackish purple spore print. Well, it's the middle of the daytime and you just completed a long rest, so you're fine. If you did go to sleep, you would have had some weird dreams. But why would you? You just completed a long rest. Am I feeling better? No, I feel worse than ever. I feel so bad. I'm just laughing so much at what has transpired so far. The long rest. All we've done is a long rest for 45 minutes. It makes me laugh. I love D&D. All right. Was that it? Was that yours? Whose roll was that? Is that Lux's roll? You want to do it again? Wait, which roll was that? Was that Anonymous's roll or Lux's roll? That was 2 spins. Okay, we've got 1 more. 2 more. This one's from Lux. Lyri's taking a mental health day. Ooh, oh my god. Another wild magic surge.
Check it out, it's my boy Sam the Raven.
That's what you hear. That's what you hear. Okay. I don't know what's happened to my soundboard over the weekend, but I think someone came in and messed with it. Alright. 1d 10,000. Wild Magic Surge. 5197. Now, so far in the Wild Magic Surge, you've got a +2 shield and a phobia of rain. That's honestly... Oh, this is really bad. This is so bad. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad for you. Is it? What does combust mean? Target combusts at room temperature. I need the definition of combusts. Just burning. Just immolates. Well, this is extra bad because of the curse. No fire can ever be put out in the presence of the cursed. What does combust mean? Well, I know what it means. I was just hoping that there was like some sort of difference between like fully immolating and combusting and just exploding. Now, you do have an amulet of warmth, right? Ugh. It's exhaustion. No, not that one. It's the Frostheart Orb. Full immunity to fire damage. You can never take this off. You're going to flame on every time you're in room temperature. What is room temperature? 20 degrees. It's like speed, but with temperatures. Just becomes completely on fire, but is immune to it. Oh, this is hilariously confusing. combusts at room temperature. You've got to clear these. It doesn't hurt. No, you just literally flame on. Johnny Storm. Let me show you an artist's rendition of Lyri at room temperature. Room temperature. The Final Fantasy XVI Devil Trigger. And in rain, you become a hazard. It's insane. I don't even know how to GM for this. This is going beyond my ability to GM. Oh my god, that's insane. You have to find a witch. A little thing comes up on the top of the screen that says side quest, find a witch or a cleric and remove the curse. $250 XP. Do I have that little fucking sound effect? Wonder where I saved it. The quest completed sound, but it's good enough. Shut up! Oh, that's hilarious. Rabbit Abs, thank you for the 39 months, my friend. Nayanar, thank you for the gift sub. Let's spin the wheel again. 50% off wheel spins today. There are only 5 subs for today only. 50% off, baby. Let's spin it again. This has been chaos so far and I'm regretting it. Oh, you get a potentially new scroll. This is interesting because your scroll at the moment is create bonfire. Now remember, in this setting, magic can only be cast through scrolls. Everyone who has any sort of affinity to magic has their own personalized piece of vellum, magical vellum. And on that they can inscribe a spell. And they can cast that one singular spell. That's how magic works in this realm. So everyone only has one spell, except for when I forget and a mage attacks you and has lots of spells. Certain NPCs have more than one spell, but we're just going to call them abilities, aren't we? Because I can't rewrite the entire rules of 5e to match this thing. Mage is a backpack of paper, but that's not how it works. It's not about owning paper. You can only have one piece of vellum. So everything except for one spell is an ability. That's the rules. Shut up. Currently, you have the create bonfire cantrip. So because this is a cantrip, it's endless. If it's a different scroll, you are limited to an amount of casts, which is 10 minus the spell level, and then you need to replace it. So let's see what random scroll appears. And this is from Shadow the Red God. Wind Wall. This is the one that Jilden always uses, I think. Wonder Wall. Wonder Wall plays in its entirety. Okay, this is a 3rd level spell, so you'd have 7 casts of this, right? A wall of strong wind rises from the ground at a point you choose within range. You can make the wall up to 50 feet long, 15 feet high, and 1 foot thick. You can shape the wall in any way you choose, so long as it makes one continuous path along the ground. The wall lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a strength saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other greases at bay. Small or smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through the wall. Loose, lightweight materials brought into the wall fly upwards. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss. Boulders hurled by giants or siege engines and similar projectiles are unaffected. Creatures in gaseous form can't pass through. So it's essentially you become Aang. And you become an airbender. Or, and you would have 7 casts of that, or you can keep Create Bonfire, which is that, and we'll pull it up just for people who don't know. Bonfire. Create Bonfire this is limitless. You can cast this as many times as you want. You create a bonfire on the ground that fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space when you cast a spell must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage. A creature must also make the saving throw when it moves into the bonfire space for the first time. So you create a small bonfire that will damage creatures. So the choice is yours. You can only have one of these. Which spell to keep? Create Bonfire, Wind Wall. The choice is yours as this magically appears via the spell Wind. Remind me to drink water. Damn, son. We're just spinning the wheel today. Is that what we're doing? I mean, my accountant's going to be very happy with me that that's what we're doing. But I also love the fact that it's completely stopping any progress on the campaign and we're just sitting in a camp. Lyria's just sat in a little anime-looking camp by a campfire on the cliffside. We can bring in the waves and gulls because we haven't left. I didn't put them on because I figured that we'd immediately begin the travel. But you're still at the stone circle, just outside of it, sitting in a little camp. The fire completely will never go out. We're gonna take Wind Wall, okay. Wind Wall. So the magic of the vellum that is everyone has like a holster with a scroll in this world, and in that scroll we see the sort of runes and the inscription, the magic arcane inscription that reads for the incantation for Create Bonfire, shift and change and become the lyrics to Wonderwall. Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. And by now we should have somehow realized. And it just fills the entire thing out. And then that changes to Wind Wall. The spell Wind Wall. So you have 7 uses of that. Right. Remind me to keep an eye on that because I won't. Okay, what are we doing? We're spinning the wheel again, yeah? Yes. So Wind Wall was a gift from Shadow the Wreck God. The next spin going to be a teleport 100%. It'd be hilarious. Room temperature, just teleport into the king's quarters, half a country away. What is going on here? Just fucking explodes, kills everyone in the room. Let's spin the wheel. This next one, yeah, the last one was from Shadow. The scroll was from Shadow. Oh, another potion. This one is from Abs, Nyanar, and Aqua Snakes. Thank you for the 3 subs, Aqua Snakes. How you doing, pal? Me old pal, Aqua Snakes. Been around for a little while. Getting on. We're all getting old, Aqua Snakes. We're all getting on. So you get another potion. Now you've got a couple of potions. Potions, you can only have one equipped at any given time. Currently you have the neutralize poison potion equipped, but you do have other potions somewhere. No, that is the only one you have. Oh no, you have a potion of invisibility, apparently. You get a potion of... I don't know why it doesn't have a name. We're going to call it a potion of temporary hit points. Because I'm very unwell. And I haven't had much sleep. I don't know if I've mentioned that. A potion of temporary hit points. Gain 1d10 temporary hit points. Okay. Now, equipping a potion. I'm going to make some rules for potions right now. Let's make some rules for potions. Do I have any rules for potions? No, let's do it. Potions. Equipping a new potion is an action. Drinking a potion is an action. So that is for combat. So which potion would you like equipped? We've got the potion of neutralize poisons, potion of invisibility, the potion of temporary hit points. This isn't that you're drinking it, this is just the one that's equipped. So think Dark Souls. You have that little, just those 4 little things in the bottom left hand side of your HUD. That's how Lyri's thing works here as well. One of them being a scroll. It's a little hotbar, yeah. So this isn't that you're drinking this now, it's just which one do you want equipped. If you want to drink one of these out of combat, it just doesn't matter, you just do it. Whereas if you're in combat on your turn, it will cost you an action to drink this potion and then to equip another one, aka pull it out of your bag and put it onto the hotbar. That's another action. So these are whole like actions that are required for these potions. I have an interesting idea for so this has been some training for me for how to run a one-on-one campaign, which wouldn't need to be as condensed as this. I've had to streamline a lot of this stuff. The reason we're doing fighter, the reason you only have these certain hotbar slots is just to limit how many options there are, because we were finding with the previous campaign, you know, there is so many different possibilities of things that you can do just within the mechanics of D&D that it was impossible to get them all onto a list every single time, and then explaining those different options for people who might not be as familiar with D&D as some of the other people in the chat are. You know, like I know D&D really well, but not everyone does. It means that people can come in and you can understand. So that's why a lot of the time I'm just simplifying everything down. You'll hear me say just the most basic versions of stuff. It's being simplified for that reason, sort of just brevity, use of time. And just to make it a little more accessible for people who don't necessarily know how to play D&D, they can at least grasp the concept of what does attack mean? Which I know a lot of people are like, well, this doesn't make sense. There's going to be people that are just, they want the crunchy mechanics of D&D, but it's not. You can play it both ways, whereas people who might not be as familiar with D&D can only play it one way, All right, we're going to equip the potion of temporary hit points. So, you unequip neutralize poison and equip the potion of temporary hit points. Now, item slot, I don't think we really need, do we? Because I think items are fine. I don't really have any major mechanical items, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it. And we're going to have this. This is the hotbar. You got the potion slot, the magic item, and the scroll slot on your hotbar. Add to dictionary the word hotbar. Add it to dictionary, you bitch. Justin, thank you so much for the resub. I love these Sundays. Yeah, I do as well. It's really fun to play like D&D with chat rather than the traditional way of playing, maybe running a show for Table Story or playing with other players. Not that obviously that is always going to be the best way to play D&D in general, but it's really interesting for me to see how this goes and what comes out of it and stuff. I've been kind of mentally using it as I've been doing some little training, just seeing what works for varying things. Stuff not just the spin wheel, which I've been able to sort of mentally utilize what works and what doesn't work for things like non-canon, where we have a similar thing on Table Story on Fridays where people from the chat can donate to influence what's going on the show somewhat. But more just this kind of stuff, figuring out how to streamline the rules for D&D and then approaching D&D in a way that everyone can play as one character and have it feel legitimately like you're all playing and sharing this experience and this character sheet. And working out how to make that happen, and then trying to actually straight up just procedurally generate a campaign before your very eyes is also fun for me. Some weeks it's hard, I'm tired as shit. I know that for a lot of this show, for a lot of these episodes, it's me kind of complaining and saying that I don't feel well, but I've been very unwell since June, and it's hard to even think about anything else when you feel shit all day. But it's still interesting to see kind of how it works out and stuff, and I do enjoy it. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as well, because I honestly thought I would do this for 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding. I thought that it might be fun to do for 1 week. Maybe I'll get a little bit of money, and I can pay my rent that month, and that would have been the end of it. But we've been doing it pretty consistently every week, and not only is it doing a lot to help me fucking stay sane and keep my head above water in terms of paying my rent off and everything, but it's also just legitimately been really fun and interesting to watch. Especially this one. This one feels very, very legit. It feels very similar to me to running a campaign for my friends, and a sort of traditional feeling D&D campaign. And I find that really interesting. Gary had its moments, but it was clunky, and it was I had to figure out some stuff. It was just silly a lot of the time. Very dumb D&D. Whereas this one feels a little more legit. It's really interesting to see how that's possible, because I just didn't really know. I've seen other people run Twitch Plays D&D type things here and there, but I've never really sat down and watched a whole one or figured out what they're doing and shit. I just kind of tried to figure it out for myself, and I really didn't know how it was gonna go. Chat, he just called us friends. No, I didn't. I said it feels the same as running one for my friends. You are peasants. You mean nothing to me. Anyway, subscribe. If you subscribe, every 5 gift subs or every 5 resubs or every 5 subs of any kind, we spin the wheel. 50% off today only. 50% off just because I think this is only going to be a short episode. And we can try and get more wheel spins in the shorter amount of time. Was sort of my thinking, but now that we're in it and you've spun the wheel like 45 times, I've realised that in fact all I've done is opened up the ability for you to just use this week to spam magic items into your pocket. And I shouldn't have done that because you've already got +2 adamantite shield, 58 potions, a brand new scroll. Thankfully, a lot of natural ones. The fates look out for me. That's hilarious. Giving money. It's giving money to Brad. Okay, now, can we move on? Can we progress with the game? Or are we spinning the wheel and staying here even longer again? Brad, let's make a game. Absolutely not. Whoever you are. No. I'm way too busy. I'm not doing anything. Are we done foraging? Why? I'm an actual dev. On what? What have you made? And why would you ever need me if you were? You do have a sub quest to find a witch, chat. All right, here we go. You know what? I'll put the question to you. Continue with the travel, and then it's like, you know, in like Baldur's Gate, when it's like leave camp. Yes. No. Continue sitting idly in camp. The choice is yours, chat. Saki, thank you so much for the 84 months, mein Freund. Mein Freundy Freund. I worked for a Rockstar director's private company, if you must know, but can't say what game yet due to an NDA. Alright. Great. It sounds like you don't need me. I don't know why you would say, Brad, let's make a game. Are we leaving camp? I do need you, the industry in tatters. Why am I the one who's going to save your industry? What I think would happen, because it's the only thing that's ever happened to me whenever I've done any sort of work like this for any kind of corporation, is that I'll be raped for my intellectual property. And I won't see a penny of it, and I'll just have to put a lot of work into something that I'll never see any turnaround on. And then I'll burn out, and it will take me years to get out of that burnout. If I ever really do get out of it. Whereas instead what I could do is not do that and do anything else. It is a continue leaving the camp. Now the options really here are to head across the plains to the Wildflowers location, or try and follow the road to the natural spring. We're dangerously close to another wheel spin here, and I just know that it's going to mean we're not leaving. Catherine, Saki, thank you for the resubs. Oh, Catherine's a new sub, 9518. Hi, Catherine, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Travel to the Wildflower. Yeah, I was almost tempted to have it be just like a pub. Across the cliff tops to the Wildflowers. Along the pathways to the Natural Spring. 2 locations for you. Across the cliff tops to the Wildflowers, or along the pathways to the Natural Spring. Fuck! You're not going anywhere. Bew gifted a sub to Langley. And then Anonymous crept in. And then Femore. You ain't going nowhere. Taking 1 step outside of the camp. The plan to move across the cliff tops to the Wildflowers location on Lyri's map. First, this happens. Quad vantage on your next roll. Okay. Taking 2 steps out of the camp. Preparing to move along the open ground of the cliff tops. And head towards the Wildflowers. When suddenly... a wheel spin from Anonymous here. The next roll being a natural 1. How do we do this? You get a quad vantage, then you get a natural 1. That's how I'm going to do that, instead of the way we did it before. The next roll, quad vantage. The roll after that, natural 1. Taking 3 steps across the cliff tops. When Femore spins the wheel. That was close. What is that one? A boss battle that was next to? That was very nearly a boss battle. Fuck. Quad vantage. Natural 1. Have you rolled any normal dice today? Quad vantage. Natural 1. Natural 20. And then... finally, the travel begins. As you head across this land. Now, the terrain that you're moving across is sort of like chaotic terrain, so we need to roll an encounter for you. It will be a d6, and if you roll a 1 or a 2, you may run into trouble. Actually, it might be nighttime. Let's roll a d24 to see what time of day it is after your very long rest. It is 10 a.m. 10 in the morning, so it's daytime. So it's 1d6. A 3. What did I say? A 1 or a 2? A 3. Okay, you're good. This is neither a swamp, jungle, or mountains. I would say this is sort of hills, because you're on top of a cliff. And moving. Okay, so you don't encounter anything. And you make it to the Wildflowers. Now I do believe we have some wildflowers. You've made it to a new location. Traversing the cliff tops. Following these cliffs along to the location marked on your map as Wildflowers, a place of interest and of note. Again, still on the cliff tops. Let's see what's here. Travel along these grasslands, across these cliffs, and you come across a patch of brilliantly coloured wildflowers swaying gently in the breeze here. These flowers are unusually vibrant, almost sort of luminescent in the probably midday by the time you get there. A couple of hours of travel, midday sun. The air here is tinged with a subtle sweet fragrance, with a touch of salty ocean breeze. The temperature all along these cliffs, by the way, is definitely colder than 20 degrees because you're on a cliff, thank God. Otherwise you would most certainly destroy this place. Really, you need this song, don't you, when you get here? This is really the song that would probably play as you get here. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, I'm going to give you the option here to make some checks. You're going to make some different checks because we know how you're rolling dice today. I think this is the best way to approach this. Upon arrival at the Wildflowers, Lyri makes a check. But will it be a wisdom perception check? Will it be an intelligence nature check? Will it be an intelligence history check? Or will it be a wisdom survival check? The choice is yours. And you will find out afterwards what it is. For this check, you will have quadvantage. Then, the next check, you'll have a natural 1. And then the next check, you'll have a natural 20, right? Am I crazy? Did I get that right? So choose carefully. What you want to do here. Well, I prep everything right before your very eyes. A perception check it will be. Okay. You have quad vantage, so get rolling. Exclamation point, roll d20 in the chat. We'll take all 4, including the first one. And we take the highest of all 4 of them. A 17, a 4, a 4, and an 11. So you get a 17. Okay. Your perception is a +2, so that's a 19 here. Let's see what happens. As Lyri and Snotflap approach these flowers, Lyri is able to notice that the flowers appear to be arranged in a sort of curious circular formation, as if they had been planted with intention. What does Lyri do? What do you do? Pay respects. Very Aerith of you. Find the center. Toss a stone into the flower circle to see if it explodes. Ask Snotflap if he likes flowers. I'll give you that one for free. Do you like flowers, Snotflap?
No.
Crosses his arms, steps away from the flowers. Pick all the flowers. Start a magical ceremony in the circle of flowers. Eat a flower. Water the flowers. Try to sing to the flowers. Make a flower crown for Snotflap. That's it. The choice is yours. You can vote on what Lyri does next. Pay respects. Find the center. Toss a stone into the flower circle to see if it explodes. Pick all the flowers. Start a magical ceremony in the circle of flowers. Eat a flower. Water the flowers. Try to sing to the flowers. Or make a flower crown for Snotflap. Spin the wheel. Am I missing a wheel spin? I see what you did to me there. You sly son of a bitch. You sly son of a bitch. Well, I mean, overwhelmingly already, the plan here is to make a flower crown for Snotflap. Now, normally, of course, this would be some sort of, I think probably a sleight of hand check. Some sort of dexterity-based check makes sense to me. You would have had a +2 to this, but it will be a natural 1. You can start rolling anyway to see what you would have got if you like. And we're going to spin the wheel on behalf of my close personal friend, Debiru 20 times. Although we only spin it once, not 20 times, Debiru. Something good will happen. Something good will happen. My close personal friend Debiru providing something good. Now this check will be a natural one. So a 12 and a 12 after all of that. A natural one. Lyri plucks a few of the flowers, forming them into a flower crown, turning to Snotflap and going to place it on Snotflap's head. It just falls apart. Flowers falling down around him. Snotflap says,
Hey! Don't do that. If you try that again, I'll bite off your toes.
and Snotflap runs away from the, not like all running away fully, but he runs away from the flowers. Because you got a natural one on crafting that. Now something good will happen here. What would you like to happen? A minor good thing. Again, it has to be a minor thing. There's a difference between something good and a Deus Ex Machina. A Deus Ex Machina is a huge event that would change something, whereas this is just something small and minor that could happen. Snotflap brings Lyri a flower. Snotflap becomes a bit more about peace and love. Nature provides us with a hint. Learns proficiency in making flower crowns. Get an epiphany of where we can go. Where are you from again? To get rid of our curse. Norway. I speak English because it's... No, you speak English because it's the only language that you know. I speak English because it's the only language that you know. We are not the same. That's Kyrie. Snotflap makes us a flower crown. Lyri finds a flower sword stuck on a stone. A flower golem animates and joins the party is way too powerful. Plus, remember, you only get one companion. Crastian, I'm going to say the flowers whisper a hint to us about the location of a witch is the same as we get an epiphany of where to go to get rid of our curses. Lyri can talk to plants for 1 minute. Maybe it has 1 HP. Well, we have companion rules for this. The companion rules are you are limited to 1 companion equipped. The others will be in a Pokemon training center. So while we could, I guess, spawn a flower golem, he's just going to end up in the thing. You know, I think it's pretty strong. Gotta be minor. A minor good thing. Jesus Christ. Jesus goddamn Christ. Click that stupid button that shrinks all of your windows. You know? And I clicked something else, so I couldn't just click it again and bring them back. The worst button ever invented. I click it so many times because of where I have my Windows start bar. Thank you for all of the subs today. I appreciate it. I hope the wheel spins have been worth it. For me personally, obviously they're worth it in a monetary sense, but for me personally, as someone who has been watching and enjoying this show from the back of my mind while also running it, it has been hilarious. It's been hilarious. The worst button, I hate it so much. We get an epiphany of where we can go to get rid of our curses. Okay. I think we can combine the two suggestions from the chat room. Thank you, Dirk. Although you are cursed, so beware. Beware of this wheel spin. I like the idea that the flowers whisper. And kind of whispering to Lyri. Lyri hears, "Go west. Go west to see the witch, the witch, the witch, the witch, the witch, the witch." Obviously it's go west. West of here, by the way, is the ocean. I guess you've got to make me a perception check. Now, this is a natural 20. But let's roll it anyway to see what you would have gotten. Let's see what you would have won. Do we have another wheel spin? Am I crazy? No. What happened? It was something good. That's right. A 14. So you would have gone a 16 here. But this is going to be a natural 20. Lyri kind of looks out to the west after hearing these flowers sort of whisper to them, looking out across these fields and across the ocean and along some of these rocky outcroppings, sitting on top of this little island here and staring right back at Lyri is the Water Witch. Waving at you. No, she's just staring back at you. You see a woman, elderly looking, slender, skin shimmering faintly in shades of blue and grey. Kind of like moonlight on water in the middle of the day. Hair sort of cascading around her like waves. Dark as well, greys and but dark kind of grey. Sitting there, wearing a sort of cloak that at first just looks like a cloak, but you recognise is fashioned from like kelp and fish scales and things. And it doesn't blow in the breeze; it blows with the tide So it moves when the tide moves forward and in and out. But it gives the illusion of a sort of breeze. Still, before you are the flowers, wildflowers. Your first task here. What did you roll before? Give me an investigation check, chat as well. Investigation, you have a -1 to this. Exclamation point, roll d20 in the chat room. Let's see. Let's see what you get. A 14. -1, 13. Glancing over at the water witch, but then sort of having their attention pulled back down towards the flowers. Leary recognizes it resembles a protective ward. An old symbol for prosperity and healing. Now you get one of 3 choices here. You can either make me a nature check, a history check, or a survival check. Which one would you like to make? You can make only one. Which will it be? A survival check, they scream. Alright, start rolling. Exclamation point, roll d20. I think this is just a plain roll for the first time. Maybe. Did you roll a fucking natural one? For fuck's sake, guys. Okay. In that case, you're unable to identify which of these flowers has potential healing properties. You're unable to determine which of these flowers might be used in herbalism to prepare potions. And Lyri, while sort of looking through this, disturbs some of these flowers. Hastily disturbing some of these flowers, picking at them without care, a swarm of wasps emerge from a nearby hive, hidden under the tall grass. Protectors of the wildflowers. I guess they'd be bees. Bees! Not the bees. Not the bees. Bees. Bees! 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 From across the water witch smiles at you as you and Snotflap are attacked by the bees. BB's telling me off. Guys, I'm gonna go and lay down. I feel so unwell. I still enjoyed this. Thank you for making this a fun experience. You know what? Have we got any more subs? Was there a wheel spin? What were the subs at? Normally I give you the option to give me some money just before I leave. Let me have a look before we get out of here. There it is. One more wheel spin. There's your water witch. Quadvantage next week. Next roll. Quadvantage. See you then. As you have to fight off the bees and then encounter the water witch waiting for you on the other side. The water witch played by Suna Sawe. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you had fun. I did. I'm sorry that I still feel unwell. I know I spend every week just apologizing that I'm like unwell and but a couple of weeks from now I'll be fully off of the medicine. So hopefully we'll be able to really sink our teeth in and I'll see you then. We play D&D on Sundays here, so every Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time, which is currently 10 a.m. Eastern for the next week. But I think by this time next week we'll have reset to 9 a.m. again. If you're interested in watching more D&D, I run D&D sessions on Table Story. No? Is it already done? Oh, did that happen? Cool. Then why didn't we start that show this week? Why did we wait another week? Is it this week? It is this week. No, it isn't. It's the week. Oh god, I gotta go and lay down, guys. Table Story shows. If you like D&D, head over and find Table Story. There is a new show that started a couple of weeks ago, but it's still a new show called Deathless, which is on tonight. And I'm starting Silent Hill 2 tomorrow, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So if you want to see that, that is at 2 p.m. UK time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Silent Hill 2 starting up. First time I've played it. Silent Hill 2 remake. Haven't seen anything about it. Haven't looked anything up. Absolutely buzzing to get into it. Really looking forward to it. And I'll see you tomorrow for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.